Hey, what is up, everybody? Nice. Are we good?
We are good.
There you go. How you doing, everyone? Welcome to the VR Link. This is our weekly Sunday VR chat show, but this week we are doing a Christmas special because obviously it's Christmas for 2019, and we are going to discuss our top 10 VR games. And Nat come up with a system. And do you want to? Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. The way it works is we've all put in our top 10 games of the year for VR, and we've scored it. So, for example, our top game gets 10 points. Our bottom game gets 1 point. We've aggregated all those. So, literally, the game that got the biggest score gets our number one spot, and it works its way down. And It was the top 10 games. There are actually 13 games.
And we all and we all had a very different top 10, didn't we?
It was, yeah, that was fun.
It was very different. So, but yeah, where are we now? So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you to the patrons of the channel. Thank you to the channel members. Really appreciate it. If you want to be a part of the patron, you'll get your name put down below. Thank you very much. And also, we have a community Discord. Please feel free to jump in there. One of the good things about the community Discord is I've noticed a lot of people are trying to sort out games in the forest, games in Star Trek, which is absolutely brilliant, because I absolutely love that game, and I wish I had some more time because I would jump in with you guys, and I do intend to in the new year do a bit more with the community, and I'm sure like everyone else does as well. It's just so hard to get that time. So let me introduce my co-hosts. We have Nat from 7 Degrees Gaming.
Hello there, guys.
We have Salsa from Salsa Ketchup VR.
Oh,
He is under that mask. And we also have Lincoln from Lincoln Clay 670.
Yo, you know who it is? The godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the sexiest man ever to command a starship.
There you go. Excellent. How's it going, guys? Thank you. Hello, everyone in the chat. Who have we got with us today? Thank you for joining so fast. We've got Shadows Board, Tasnik, Lord Necton, Skippy AR. How you doing? Nice. Golfer. How you doing? You all right? Thanks. Hello, Mick.
Gaming Legends.
All them channel members, man. Wicked. TGK, how's it going? Jeremy, over on Facebook, how you doing? Oculus Quest Fun, Captain Chrissy, JD. You alright, guys? How's it going? You all good? Thank you. Thank you for being here. You got cold yogurt? Oh, nice. Stuart, speaking of Christmas, why is the Quest pretty much sold out in the US? Yeah, here in the UK they are readily available. So, that was something I was going to say. That is something we're going to bring up. Do you want to just do the VR news this week quickly first before we break into the top 10, 13?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Well, that means I get to run my jingle. That's what I'm trying to... I need to run the jingle.
Yeah, you love your jingle.
I do. I need the...
It's Christmas as well, so we need lots of jingle.
Yeah, but this hasn't got actual jingles in it. It's just...
Oh.
Well,
this...
you run your jingle, and I'm going to take this beard off because it's annoying me. All right?
Oh, no, you got to leave it on a minute. You got to leave... Just...
All right,
Come
go
on,
on.
keep going. Right, let's run it. And there it goes. See, that's the news jingle, which is absolutely brilliant. So, one thing we were going to talk about, Oculus Quest back order to February 2020. What do you guys know about this?
Pretty much that. Obviously, we discussed this last week, that it was the 64 gig version you wasn't going to get before Christmas. The 128 gig version you could. But look, the Quest is the most wanted VR headset, which is fantastic news. And yeah, it's now gone back to February. So Facebook are making them as fast as they can, and everyone's buying them, which is fantastic news for everyone that loves VR. Which is all of us.
I'm really gutted. I'm really gutted though. Like I know it's in a way like it sort of means the headset's like really amazing, and I'm sure it's going to be the best selling. What was that? I'm sure it's going to be Jesus. I'm sure it's going to be the best selling headset. Yeah, eventually. But I wish it wasn't out of stock. I want people to get one. Do you know what I mean? Because Lincoln was saying in one of his shows was he reckons a lot of people have bought the Oculus Go in the Black Friday sales, and parents maybe have got mixed up thinking that they're a Quest. Is that correct?
I believe so. I think I've seen some articles suggesting that, and I really hope that's not the case, because I think there could be some disappointed kids out there thinking that they got an Oculus Quest when they got an Oculus Go, because I think some of the articles and some of the YouTube videos that I've seen, they were saying that Oculus may have marketed the Oculus Go as if it was a Quest, because it was $149 for Black Friday. As far as the Quest here, it seems like it's pretty tough to get them. It pretty much goes back to what Nat was saying about the availability of the Quest. But what I am seeing is that retailers that do have them, they have severely marked them up. Like what I've seen was the 64 gig go as high as $750, and the 128 gig go as high as $1,000. But this isn't new, because I've seen when the PlayStation VR first came out, I've seen it go as high as $1,400. So when something's high in demand and short supply, short supply, people take advantage of it, scalping, raising prices, whatever you want to call it. So this is nothing new to me, but it's really unfortunate that that kind of behavior spilled over to the VR format, as positive as our community is.
I know what you're saying, man. Absolutely. And I think we should all give everyone a Merry Christmas in the chat. And if you want, you can give a ho-ho. I think Nat especially has to give a ho-ho-ho.
Bar humbug. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for
Can I
joining
take
us.
my beard off now?
You can take your beard off.
In my case, I live in the hood, so instead of ho ho, I'm going, what the?
Whoa!
It's Benny Hill.
Whoa! What the Who is that 12-year-old in the top left? What?
We did not know that was happening.
No,
Wow.
That explains that. I was like, why did he buy a beard when he has a beard?
My God, you look so young.
Wow.
Bloody
I'm
hell.
so old.
Tantrum. He couldn't even spell wow. He went wow.
When he cut his hair too.
Yeah.
Yeah, his haircut looked. But the other day he had his haircut and not the beard off.
Yeah,
Mental,
but like
man.
normally he looks like somebody right out of the Bible.
He's going for the newborn look. He's going for the newborn look.
He pulls it off as well. Right, okay, rolling on to the news. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a shocker. Star Trek Bridge Crew come out of nowhere for the Oculus Quest. That is, for me, that was massive. Like, I was so happy that they came to the Quest, and I was like, I think out of all the games that I played previously on other headsets, that was the one I was like, no way. Like, how did they do that? Do you know what I mean? I didn't know it would look. Have you guys checked that out?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't seen footage of it because obviously the game is still going to be cross-play and everything else like that as well.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things with Ubisoft with all of these. So if they've done Bridge Crew, are we going to see some of their other games that are social-based games?
Like Space
come out?
Junkies.
Well, I doubt Space Junkies.
I wish it would though. I love Space Junkies.
Me too.
But maybe something like Wolves?
Ah, yeah, man. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I know PSVR communities love that game.
Yeah, it's a great game to play as well socially, just like Star Trek Bridge Crew is.
Yeah.
Socially, it's really, really great game. I need to play more of it, but I don't always play that one.
What was you going to say, Lincoln? Sorry, man. Did you get it as well, you say?
Absolutely. And I have played it. It is cross-play. I have played with some PC people. And I was at work, and and I got an alert that you were streaming Star Trek. And I'm thinking, why is he streaming a game that's been out for almost 2 years? And I saw a Quest in the corner.
Yeah.
And like I said in one of my videos, I had those Lexus tires smoking to get home. I mean, I hauled tail to get home.
Really?
And I immediately bought it. But people have no idea how much it has meant to me that this game has come to the Quest, because I've talked about this in the past. That my father is a huge Trekkie and his health has failed to the point where he can't travel anymore. So I can't bring him here to see it.
Yes.
I can take it to him now.
Yeah, and that's a good thing for my dad as well, because he's a massive Trekkie fan, and he did enjoy Bridge Crew. So now, like, he was interested in the Quest anyway. He was probably just, like, when he played some of the games, I think he personally didn't feel they were for him. You know what I mean? Maybe they're quite physical and stuff, and he isn't really interested in that kind of thing. Bridge Crew, you just get a nice comfy chair, man, and you're just pressing all the buttons and stuff. So I think he's going to absolutely love that. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't wait. What about you, Nat?
My father's in no condition to play it, but I just want to show it to him.
Yeah.
I'd make sure sometimes if you're going to be in that captain's chair, to make sure you don't actually have arms on your physical chair, because sometimes you end up hitting the arms when you're trying to press buttons.
Just get adjustable arms, dude.
Oh no, they never went down far enough for me.
Oh.
So even then, the button would be just below the surface of the arm of the chair, and you're like, what? I can't push the button.
Robert Dodge, I'm going to jump in the comments again, guys. I had to shave my legs to play Star Trek Bridge Crew as an engineer was looking up my skirt.
Oh.
How are we doing? We've got Sunny in VR, TGK, Great Tantrum, Steve Ward, Scheme, how's it going? Hard to get. This is GT. Thank you ever so much. You brought me a drink. Thank you ever so much. Kyle, I think we said goal for Gaming Legends. Guy Son, he does a lot of work in the community for me. Thank you ever so much, Guy Son. I really appreciate all your help this year and everyone else who's helped out in the Discord and stuff. JD, Mikey Sensei, all you guys who do so much work in there. I really appreciate it. Who else we got? Oh, Chris Fun. Right, have I got everyone? I think I've got everyone. Nice. Hello, Brandon. No worries. Simon Bud, how you doing, man? You all right?
TGK, Lord Necton, Skippy VR, I think you mentioned them. Thanks for joining.
There is a lot of people. So let's talk about the other thing that dropped this week was the Pistol Whip High Priestess track. And you really enjoyed that, Nat, by the sound of it.
Yes, it was different enough. They were accurate when they said that the genesis of this track was Old Boy, the corridor scene in Old Boy, because one of the things that I have noticed with Pistol Whip is you can pretty much get through that game without meleeing. Through the tracks, you don't have to melee. Right. Whereas with High Priestess, melee actually becomes a central focus of it, and actually made it a lot more fun. I started using melee and actually some of the other tracks because I've obviously with the High Priestess update, they've actually reset all the leaderboards and everything.
Is that?
Salsa, I've actually passed some of your scores on easy. I can't play it on easy, so that's that.
Yeah.
That game is awesome. So yeah, I liked the track. It was really fun as well. Because I didn't intend to. I went back and played all the other 10 tracks.
Oh, wicked! Yeah, superb.
But yeah, I think High Priestess is one of there's I would say there's like 3 absolutely killer tracks. The other ones are really, really good, and I'd say High Priestess makes it 4 killer tracks. I really like that track. I really like the way it works. So
the weird thing was when I played it, my score, first of all, because I'd done a video, it was really quite low, and then I was like, why is it so low, man? Like, I didn't really miss many shots. And then basically I realised that the ones that ran out, if you manage to shoot them first, then hit them, shoot first, shoot first. Do you know what I mean? Shoot, hit, shoot, hit, shoot, hit, shoot it. And then when you got the guy with the mask, obviously, the motorcycle helmet, you can shoot him 3 times and then hit him as well to keep, do you know what I mean? To keep your score going up. I only got like 79%, man, but it was alright.
You knock their armour off and then
that's
get a maximum on the last hit.
Yeah, and another thing I've realised about some of the scores is accuracy plays a massive part. Like, sometimes I'm just like, bang, 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 bang. Wait, I could 3 in a shot. I don't really care if I hit someone or not. But I've realised to get a high score, if you get your accuracy up to 100%, it will add so much to the score to keep the combo going, longer score streak. So, Yogurt Cold Yogurt, thank you ever so much for the donation. And he says, please, Sony, don't give us moves for PSVR 2. I don't think.
Move controls are okay. God. They just need thumbsticks.
I think it'd be moves, but new moves. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
They'll maybe call them the moves too.
I hope so. I don't know what's going to happen, but man, I mean, I don't ever want to be quoting on it. It's got to have joysticks.
We'll end up for 2 hours. We'll end up here for 2 hours.
We will.
Just on that.
Okay. Other news: the link cable launched everywhere apart from the Europe and UK. Did anyone in the chat manage to grab some? I'd like to know because I know a lot of us wanted to check it out. Lincoln, did you get hold of one?
No, and that was by design. I sent a friend of mine my Oculus CV1, and I'm keeping a promise to a female YouTuber friend. I told her when situations present itself, I'm going to help her get a PlayStation VR. So the money that I would have spent getting a link cable, that's where that's going to go. But I will eventually get one.
All right, cool. Oh, Brandon says, hold on. Brandon's saying, don't listen to GT guys. Don't put shots at intubators for whipping them. It lowers the maximum available points. Really? Because I thought if you hit them, you get 200 points. So if you shoot them and get 100 or 90 points or whatever, and then hit them, surely that's more points. Is that not right? I'll try both.
If you hit the ones with the armor, I don't know, because you don't see the score on them, but they give maximum points for a normal hit. We know that. I don't know if it gives 600. Does it give 400 if you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Brandon, make us a video, dude. I mean, if you sound like you know what you're on about, dude, make a video and you can put it in a Discord for everyone to check out. If you got like tips and tricks for everyone to get up that leaderboard, man, that'd be wicked.
Yeah, I'm just trying to survive, so I don't even know how the point system works. I'm just trying to get through it alive.
It's weird because I can go on. What's the other one? Is it Grave? What's the
Gravedigger.
Is it Grave? Yeah, one of them, man. And I can get like always in the 30, 32 in the world. But on some of the others, I'm nowhere near. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
It's quite strange.
Robert was just saying that people who have ordered link cable have received $20 credit as well due to delays in shipping.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
pretty cool.
I would take that.
Yeah.
Get you a decent game.
Do you know the weird thing is, right? I only want a link cable for the channel. I actually don't want one for myself because I can wire what I've got through the headset in the Quest. If I need to use it, I don't need to use it. I've got a Rift S, guys, and that's why I don't do much content with it because the Rift S is super comfortable. And I don't know, man. I like, as I said before, I like the untethered side of the Quest, so I don't really like lashing onto it. Do you know what I mean? I don't like that. But if it is as light as everyone's saying it is, then I'm really interested. I really am. Do you know what I mean? If it is that light and that thin and that flexible, it's probably a good thing. Do you know what I mean? It's got to sound a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's going to be good for a lot of people that don't have the other headsets and stuff like that because the USB cables that you're using at the moment, they do tend to be a lot thicker and a lot heavier.
Yeah.
And you can find yourself easily like yanking them a bit or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing is as well, doesn't the link cable USB-C to USB-C?
It is USB-C.
So that was one of the issues that come up, isn't it? Because at the moment, I can just stick it into my USB 3.0, I think it is, and use the link. But in the future, I'm going to have to plug it into the graphics card.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on the computer. That's what they changed, which a lot of people are complaining about as well. They changed it from being a USB A-type plug on one end to a USB-C. So it's USB-C to USB-C now, which means you need to have one of those on your PC, or you need an RTX style card that has the VR link on it.
Yeah,
you know, that has the
that works for me because I've got a USB-C port on my computer, and that was a question that I had last week that I was wondering if you could use a cordless USB-C on both ends.
Yeah.
Well, you can get an adapter anyway, so it's not a big deal.
You can use an adapter, but some would say that actually gets rid of some of the possibly gets rid of some of the gains that you would gain from not having any form of adapter. But it's negligible. So basically, if it all works, it all works. That's good.
Nice. Next bit of news is the 3D rudder is coming to the Oculus Quest. I don't know. I don't know.
Portability is one of those things that we all like about the Quest, and adding the rudder is like.
Is it wireless?
I don't know. I didn't.
Does anyone know if it's wireless? Is it a wireless rudder?
One. You've got one, don't you?
I've got a wired rudder, yeah. I've got a prototype though. Mine's like mine's actually a bit different to the ones that everyone else has. I got the prototype ground gripper as well, which is really heavy. And it actually was really superb. I really enjoyed using the ground. Actually, in fact, when I got the ground gripper, I never went back to using it without it because it became essential to me, and I think they knew that as well from feedback I gave and other people gave them. That once you use the ground gripper, like
the only thing I can think of is for people with accessibility issues. That's the only reason.
Yeah, and that's right, man. Like if you're playing your Quest and you are unable to move, and it's one of the ways that you can use it, I just don't think it's going to sell very well because, like, how often do you sit down and play the Quest? Do you know what I mean? It's not very often for me. When I'm streaming it, I automatically think I'm going to be standing up. And then I think about the game, Lightbridge Crew, and I think, actually, it's a seated experience. Because
I just want to bring this up. I was just looking at the article, and it's on VR Focus. It actually doesn't work on the Oculus Quest standalone. It actually works with the Oculus Quest via the Quest link.
So,
well, that means it's just the PC version as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
You
still
can just use
it's
the
probably
PC
still wired
version
then.
already.
that's already happened though.
Because
That's
that's
old
already
news.
happened. That's kind of
Yeah.
old news.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
actually the article I've
Jesus.
literally just read it.
Maybe they just needed something to write about because
Yeah. But how do I turn these
He's
down?
worried about his lights.
I'm worried about having,
having.
I'm worried about having a
But I-
seizure.
I did want to say that with the rudder, I don't have any intentions of getting one because any game that where you need to stand up to get the most immersion out of it, that's what I'm going to do. I can't see myself sitting down on a game where you should be standing up because
Like you say, I think the one of the good things about the rudder is actually for accessibility for those who do have mobility issues.
good point.
Yeah,
But,
and a long time
other
ago.
than that, I was going to say that about Pistol Whipped as well. While I was on it, they also added some other options in the background that, if you don't know about them, can be good for people with accessibility issues or who only have smaller spaces.
Oh, that's nice.
Because you can get rid of the obstacles as well now.
Oh,
So
wicked.
I can't play a load of those levels in my normal play space because it wants me to move too far than I can. I would have to run through a wall, which
Yeah.
isn't happening.
No. I was going to say, guys, did you check out the big screen update thing? Because I thought that was
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yes,
I want to
I
do
did.
that.
Lincoln has. I can't because I've heard it's not in the UK.
No,
it
it is
isn't
in
meant
the
to be in the
UK. There's only one video that we can actually rent in the UK
What do you mean?
because there's 4 titles that you can rent at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it looked
And
to me like a cinema.
Three of them are not available because of copyright issues in the UK. They've not been released here in the UK because of legal copyright issues to distribution.
Yeah, but surely they're part of it. Surely the people that own these titles, or
They are, but they
But,
haven't got the registration here in the UK to play them. That isn't done.
It's
So
pretty cheap to get one of these to rent these games. I think rent movies. I think it's like $4 or $5. But to me, I would pass on that because if it's a movie that I want to see, I want to see it by myself because you going in and watching these movies with a crowd. If you opt to do that, and it would be pretty hard to stay focused on the movies.
yeah,
when
but
got
you
people
can
carrying
opt
on.
to sit on your own, can't you? In your own.
I
booth.
believe so.
And you can mute when you sit on a stack of chairs. I think you can mute the other 3 people on your row.
Mhm.
So you're sitting there with people, but it's apparently the 3D effect is fantastic. I've heard it's really good quality.
Have you used any VR headset to do 3D films at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's really good. But I've heard the Quest and the Rift are particularly good. If you think the PlayStation's good, the Rift and the Quest are even better.
Yeah.
The 3D trailers that you see in the big screens, the quality is pretty good.
Right, cool. Excellent. How we doing, guys? You all right? Who we got? Oh, Nookie, how's it going, my friend? Steve Ward, you watched Player One in 3D last week too. Nice.
Yeah, I've only just watched that film and loved it. Absolutely.
Oh, it's brilliant, dude. Yeah, ready. Yeah, ready.
I only watched it like 3 days ago.
Really?
Again in 3D Blu-ray.
Do we plan to get to what everybody's been playing this week? Or...
Yeah, let's do. We can quickly run through that, man. If you want to go.
I've played a lot this week.
About time.
I got my money's worth out of VR this week.
That's the other thing I heard, Robert, is Robert Dodge says 3D is better than 3D TV. I think it was Artful in our Discord said he obviously spent good money on a 3D TV, and he said the 3D effect in big screen in VR is better than his TV. That's great. Yeah, so go on then, Lincoln. What have you been playing this week, dude? Let's go. And everyone in the chat, please let us know what you've been playing.
How much time you got?
You got 2 minutes.
Kidding. I'll just give a quick rundown. I've been playing Dead and Buried on both the Quest and the Rift. I played Path of the Warrior on both Rift and Quest. Star Trek Bridge Crew on both headsets. Oculus Venues. I watched another NBA game last night, which was amazing. Alt Space. I went into a Q&A, which was pretty interesting. Beat Saber 360 on both Rift and Quest. I hope we do get into that a little bit more at some point. Pistol Whip. I played The Lab. Next VR for comparison purposes, and I rediscovered GT Sport. I just forgot how much fun that was in VR. And I purchased a set of Corsa for $4 on G2A. So I am looking forward to jumping into that and playing that in VR. And that's what I have been doing this week.
Well, you can get that also on Steam. I think the ultimate edition of that with everything is like £8.
Sure.
So, yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I need to get I need to get into that. What have you been playing this week, South?
I've been playing Pistol Whip, trying to get better at that, since I figure that playing in my kitchen is a good place for me with the Quest.
Sweet.
The Moto, what's the little the PSVR?
Mini Moto Racing X.
Yeah, I was playing that just last night, going through that.
What did you think of it?
There's a small element missing. It's got potential. I don't know what it is. There's something that just...
How much did you play of it? Did you? I mean, because a lot of people, the first thing they say is
I was
speed.
grinding it.
They find it slow. They find it quite slow, but obviously with upgrades, it actually speeds up considerably.
It does speed up. I was using a DS4 controller, which is really controllable.
I love it. Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It really looks beautiful.
Like, Get to the Chopper said it's some of the best graphics he's seen in PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
The only thing is, it's like literally, it becomes a grind. I found it a bit too grindy. It just somehow didn't quite infuse me enough.
Right, gotcha.
So I'm like, watch that space. It could get really good. They just need to tweak something here or there.
Dude, they updated it like a day later and added a third-person camera and stuff.
I think it might be something also to do with, like, they drop the nitros, which is kind of random, but they don't drop enough of them sometimes. And the money upgrades, the AI can steal the money away from you.
Yeah, I saw it.
When you're playing in the weapons-based one, they happen at set times and stuff like that, or once a lap. And it's like, really, for a karting game, I still want to be able to grab as many of those as possible, as many times as possible. And that wasn't happening because it's like once every lap. So on a 4-lap race, you get to fire weapons 4 times.
Yeah, actually, do you know what? Now you said that, I think I just enjoyed it. I didn't really technically get into what I had an issue with. I was just playing it sometimes, I just go how I feel. Do you know what I mean? I'm not looking for something wrong with something, but if it happens, it happens. I didn't really find that.
That happened to me over time. I was literally grinding through, so I went through a mammoth sort of 4.5 hour play session.
Nice.
On it, just to get my head into where it was at.
Sweet. Was that it? Is that all you played this week?
That's pretty much it, because I'm on antibiotics at the minute.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. What about you, Nat?
I haven't played too much. Stormlands, again, still working my way slowly through that. Still absolutely loving it. It's just so much fun. That game, really enjoying that. Pistol Whip, I initially went in just to play the High Priestess, but again, it's one of those things. You go in and it's like, oh well, let's play it again. And I didn't intend to play through all 10 tracks, but I did.
Yeah.
So I played through all 11 tracks, so that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And today I played about an hour of Boneworks. I went against my rule that I said that I wasn't going to buy anything else before the end of the year.
Why did you buy Boneworks? Out of interest.
Well, actually, I mean, to be honest, one of the reasons I haven't been playing a lot of VR games is I've literally spent 2 evenings going through both the Steam and PlayStation and Oculus sales, and I know we're going to talk about those later.
Yeah.
Because there's just been so many games, especially on Steam.
I was going to say, man, like I haven't actually gone near the sales because I've got too much to play. And it's funny when you mentioned Pistol Whip. Well, I started playing Pistol Whip for the video, and then I played more of it, and then my daughter wanted to play it, and it's like we've got proper gems You've
Oh, yeah.
already got amazing games sitting on your headset, but at the moment, virtual reality is just spewing out so much content. It's really hard. Sometimes it's just hard to put the brakes on and go, I need to play what I've got. Like, I know what Lincoln was saying when he was saying about Asgards Wrath. That game literally went on the back burner, and I'm ashamed about it. And I know it's amazing. I think I got about a quarter way through it, and suddenly, like, it got lost. There was just so much stuff coming out.
For me, it's not how fast the games are coming out, it's how many different experiences are coming out. Because when a new experience comes out that you've never tried before, a case in like an example, if I've been playing a racing game and I'm trying to stay invested in that racing game, and then a game comes out where you're a skydiver, I've never skydived before, it's something I've always been curious about. So I would go buy that game, jump out of a plane a couple of times, and then when another one comes along where you might be inside of a submarine. I've never been in the submarine before. So it's hard with all these games coming out. I have a short attention span to stay on top of these games. I guess
it's hard to move back as well when you sort of like you try to complete something and you have to move back again.
Yeah.
You do sometimes forget that was really good and I need to move back and finish that. And the next thing's already coming on the way.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason I got Lincoln on the show as well, because I love that side of it. That everyone sees things differently in the show, and like he's saying, it's not always like the graphics or actually, who are you in that game? What are you in that game? What is happening to you in that game? And I think that's great. I think that's really cool.
I think as a kid, we have a bucket list of things that we would want to do when we grow up. And VR is giving us a chance to experience those
I want to eat 100
and
chicken wings.
Yeah. And like it's car sim, sim racing. I've said that before that I'm a car fanatic. So once sim racing came to VR, that was like a dream come true. And it's something that I never get tired of, whether I'm doing it myself or whether I'm watching someone else's video. I never get tired of watching someone sim racing in VR. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, JD's got quite a following now. I'm sure he said he's in like the 400 or 500s now.
Yeah, he's pretty good too.
on Twitch, yeah, and that's what he does, man. That is his whole focus is VR racing. So yeah, it's really good, and he's got a great setup as well. So sorry, Nat, you were saying.
That's all right.
Sorry.
So yeah, you wanted to know why I brought Boneworks
yes.
before Christmas. I actually wasn't going to buy Boneworks. The game that I'd actually put in my cart was Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
I was like, okay, it's down to $11.99, which was the price it was Black Friday. And to be honest, it was like, I love The Elder Scrolls Skyrim on PSVR, but I hate the moves. I play it with the DualShock 4. And I was like, you know what? I want to play Elder Scrolls. I want to be able to move my hands around, and I need a joystick for that to be able to enjoy it fully. And I put it in my basket, and the little thing popped up on the Steam thing that I hadn't noticed before, and they're obviously doing it. Festive token. So what the hell?
Where's this? Steam.
This is Steam. I was like, what the hell is a festive token? I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know.
I clicked on it, and it reduced the price of Skyrim down, and I was like, huh.
Hold on. So it was £11.
It was $11.99.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it went down to because literally, I literally saw it go down, and I cancelled it.
Yeah.
And because I wondered, well, what about Boneworks?
Boneworks, yeah.
And so I clicked on Boneworks, put it in my cart, added the festive token. Now, like I said, I get 10% off Steam cards anyway. So
yeah.
when I put money on, I get, if I put £20, 20 or £30 on Steam, I'll get £2 or £3 off anyway. So pretty good deal. I got Boneworks for $19.99.
Oh.
What?
And I was like, okay. So it saved me just under £4. Plus what I'd already saved anyway, and I was just like, you know what, sod it, I'm going to get Boneworks. And yeah, I played about an hour of it. I enjoyed what I played. And yeah, like I say, I'm looking forward to playing some more of it. But I will obviously go back into the Steam sales and spend some more money on it.
I'll probably get it, but if I get Boneworks, that's going to put me over the $100 mark on how much money I've spent this week. I've spent $30 on Bridge Crew. For the Quest, I spent $30 getting Beat Saber on the Quest as well. I bought a set of Corsa for $4. I bought Batman Arkham VR for PC. I have it on PlayStation VR, but I want to see it in clarity. So I got it for PC, and if I get Boneworks, that's going to put me over the $100 mark. So, but this game, the curiosity of this game is killing me.
Nice, dude. Nice. So
Well, I was going to get Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Yeah.
And I discussed this before we went live. It was literally that they just secret hoisted it on us.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have much preferred for that game for them to give it a little bit of a build up, even if it's like just a month or 2 months, saying, hey, we're going to be bringing Star Trek Bridge Crew to it. It was just because they literally stealth revealed it, and it was just like, yeah, I haven't got the time, I haven't really got the money to put into that at this particular moment.
Yeah.
If they'd have announced it a month or 2 months ago, I could have, because I love Star Trek Bridge Crew.
It was a shock purchase, I think. That was the reaction I got from the community. Everyone was like, what? No,
and it
buy.
Worked. It worked because I was like, whoa, a game that like Half-Life, there's days where I'm like, this game can't get here soon enough. Same thing with Iron Man VR or Lone Echo 2. Some days those games are so far out, and some days I'm like, man, these games got to hurry up and get here. But with Star Trek, when I saw that stealth launch, that was impulse. So, but I like stealth launches. Same thing with Path of the Warrior.
Yeah,
they said it's available right
was that this
now.
Week?
Where's my wallet?
So
yeah, that is true. You do have things where you're not, you don't have a hype build up. You're not expecting it, and then you see something, you go, "Oh, this looks good. This could be really good." And then they go, and you're on the edge of the seat, and you go, "When's this going to come out? I mean, this is going to be like 6 months away." And they go, "But it's available now."
Right.
And you go, "Ooh, yeah."
Oh man, I was so buzzing. Like, I dropped everything when that game came out. I was like, no. I can't remember who it was in our chat. I think it was German Rifter. He put it in our Discord. That's how I found out about it. And I literally told him to F off. Because I was like, that is not true. That can't I can't believe it. And I went on the store and there it was. So yeah, anything else you've been playing this week, Nat?
No, that was it. I just want to point out in the chat, a lot of people are pointing out this would have been the thing where I would have actually got Bridge Crew. You could have brought it for via the Ubisoft store because it's a cross-buy title through the thing, and they were selling it for the Rift for, I think it was like $10 or
and then you would have got it cross-buy.
£11, and it would have been cross-buy.
Yeah.
But it went so quickly. Yeah,
link.
it went so quickly. They closed it down.
So who have we
Mark
got?
Lintott in the chat that said he picked it up for $11.99 via the Ubisoft store.
Yeah, that's what
Nice.
he's talking about, the whole thing. So Mark got in there earlier. Mark of London Studios, that is.
Nice. And we got who have I missed? Am I missing anyone? Christopher Hart, how you doing? Thank you very much for the donation. I know you got cold yogurt. Shen Muso. Skyrim works great with the moves. Absolutely. In fact, that particular control map is one of the best ones that people want shared across the moves. You're going to use a first-person experience. People go, please emulate Skyrim on PSVR. So yeah, absolutely right. And it should be celebrated, the control scheme they got on there. Comic Welshie. Arkham VR is awesome. Just wish it was longer. Agreed, sir. Paper, how you doing? Secrets of Sharon. How you doing? Hello, Anne. How's it going? You all right? She says, just tuned in. So sorry if I missed it, but what the F is Sousa wearing? Can we see it on big screen, please? I could expand his face.
Salsa is wearing a uranium beard.
Yeah, that's it. DX Falcon, how you doing, guys? You all right? He got Bridge Crew with all the DLC for £8. That's crazy. First time I've ever seen GT swear. What, in the Discord? Doesn't really count. Boy Brown, how's it going, my friend? You all right? He's just finished watching the new Star Wars. Don't think Nat will be pleased.
Yeah, let's not discuss that.
Let's not discuss that. So
No, we don't do that. Yeah.
Let's get into our top 10. Now, before we get into this, the reason we've said it's 13 is because 9 and 10 are overpopulated, I believe. And how did you want to do this, guys? What do you want to do? Did you want to obviously run the three?
Let's just play the trailers, and once we've run the trailer, we'll quickly talk about the game.
All right, cool. So
I think that'd be a better idea.
Yeah, so I'm going to run 2 trailers back to back, and these are in position 10. So yeah, let's go.
Thank you for flying with us today. The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please remain seated, get ready for takeoff, and enjoy the flight.
An operative must first be skilled in the art of deception. Once mastered, this ability can be used to harvest intel and build trust with suspects. An operative must learn to rely on their team. Helping each other may be the only way out of a hostile situation. And remember, there's always another way. Operative. You're going to need it.
Don't cut long, 160, don't cut 2 right around bail, into turn, don't cut 1 left, cobble slippy, and hairpin left, don't cut, into 3 right, 3 left slippy, don't cut 3 right opens long, extra long, over crest, 30. Keep right, 3 left long, to stop.
Alright guys, so that was in position 10 was Defector and Dirt Rally 2. And as I said, this chart is picked by all of us. Nat had a point system which actually worked out pretty well. This is across all formats as well. It's not one particular format because obviously some of these games are available in multiple formats, for example. So yeah, so who wants to introduce the 2 games at number 9, or do you want to talk about these games quickly? It's up to you.
I'll just say, for me, because obviously Dirt Rally 2 was one of my nominations, that once it got working on the PC VR side, it's such a monumental experience that I think people just need to do it. And obviously, with the sales, there'll be sales on. So if you've got a PC that's capable of it, Dirt Rally 2 VR is one of those games that will blow you away.
It's been so cheap,
how immersive,
hasn't it? Recently, I think it was £11 at one stage.
Yeah, there was a bit where you could get the that whole pack, the deluxe pack, for like under £20. Now, bear in mind, I got it for both the Oculus Store and on Steam.
Yeah.
Because of different issues that I was having. So I spent over £100 on just Dirt Rally 2. So to be able to get the deluxe version for like 20 quid with everything in, you have to do that. Amazing experience.
Nice.
Over to Lincoln.
For me,
Defector.
Well, do you like Defector, or I mean, did you want to comment on these games? Because I've got a comment on Defector, that's for sure.
Yeah. As far as Dirt Rally goes, I would say that it didn't make my top 10 because I didn't play it. But I'm willing to bet that it is.
Oh no, that's why I was saying if you did Defector, I
just wanted to throw that in because I am curious about Dirt Rally 2. I will eventually get around to it, but getting to Defector, I felt like it is Oculus's version of Blood and Truth. I think it's an amazing game. And I was having a lot of fun with it. And there's a lot of similarities to Blood and Truth, but yet in some ways it's different. They have stories that's similar but different. And it is a game that I was trying to discipline myself to finish this game. I got 3/4 of the way through the game, but you know how that goes. Other experiences turned up, but it is still on my radar to finish that game because I do believe I'm seeing the finish line.
I'm pretty sure I finished Defector in a live stream. I'm pretty sure. I absolutely loved it. No, I didn't finish it. I'm lying. I never completed it. I got to the very last level and I cut it, and I actually never got back to it, which is a real shame. But I played obviously like 90% of it, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. But as you're saying, I think around the time that come out, a load of other games just come flying out of nowhere again, as what normally happens. But Defector is definitely, I think, to believe, well worth of being in the top 10. I think the reason it's in the top. Have you played it, Nat?
I haven't. I was actually going to just mention about this top 10 because you guys were kind enough to send me the top 10s. I was the one that compiled it all together.
He was.
It was really fun to actually compile it because it was really surprising. Like, I don't think anyone is going to get the number 8 game until it actually goes in, because only one of us voted for it, and it got to it's the number 8 game out of all our lists.
Right, okay.
So we'll get there eventually, but I'm looking forward to Defector. I've heard, mixed things. That it's meant to be really great at the beginning, loses a little bit towards the end. But it's maybe, I think you were saying, GT, that it's a little bit more of what I was expecting from Blood and Truth in terms of freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's got that, yeah.
I love Blood and Truth, but it's the freedom of movement part that's kind of letting thing. But I think the story's better on Blood and Truth.
Yeah,
from what I can tell.
That's it. I think the experience of Blood and Truth is so much better for me.
So
I'm in the tied 9th one, so I'll do my one in the tied 9th.
So are we just going to run the trailers for what's in position number 9?
Yeah, the 3 trailers for position 9. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Peggy 16.
Fuck this bullshit. Back to you in the studio, Chuck. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. Sorry about that, folks. Clearly, lots of outrage over these dogs.
I want a divorce too, and you're keeping the kids because you don't respect me. You push me, and you push me.
We are the abstainers. Holy shit, that's what the abstainers look like?
Why can't you just respect that I don't want to rotate my chair? I don't want to be jiggling around.
They look just like the guy who's got the dogs in his eyes causing all this trouble. Shut the fuck up, Trover. No one needs to hear your commentary about everything. Fuck You gotta eat some shit, piss, drink some piss. All right, and that's how we do it. Let's go.
You must find the Crystal of Ithacles.
Partner, we gotta find the Crystal of Ithacles. I have the Crystal of Ithacles right here.
Fuck you. Fuck you, you son of a bitch.
You stupid piece of shit. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy.
I'm your boss. I'm the one who pays your bills.
Fucking crazy.
So I need you to shut the fuck up and do what the fuck I tell you to do.
And we are back. Mate, I can't believe how many swear words were in that trailer.
Look, Brandon, hashtag demonetize.
Oh man, honestly, like when I played it earlier, it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you guys. Like, oh man, like just to be fair, like with the views that people get on YouTube, just people donating is more, makes up more for it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So let's start with Asseto Corsa. Unfortunately, I have got it, but I haven't got the right one. As Salsa would like me to say, competizione. I'm sure, because I don't say it like that. I don't say it properly. Let's talk about that then. So these three games are joint 9th.
Yep.
So, Asseto Corsa Competizione is the latest in the Asseto range, and it's different for a racer in that it's very focused. So it's just focused onto one particular race series, and that's one of the things I like about it. It has had its problems concerning VR, but it's finally got into a place where it's manageable if you've got a beefy enough PC.
Right.
And it's very, very focused into that GT3 Blanc Pan race series, and is following that race series. So as we've moved from the 2018, they've actually moved the 2019 series and brought the whole 2019 series in there as well. No extra charge. They've been super efficient on getting the feel of these race cars to the point that racing drivers in the series itself have played the game and gone, yep. This is all ticking all the boxes that I could use this comfortably as a sim for my practicing and things like that. So that's what makes it one of those games that I'm really liking as a VR sim.
Superb. I don't think me and Nat have played it. So what about you, Lincoln?
I have played this game before, and I did like it. It didn't make my top 10 for one thing. I didn't know it released this year. I thought it released last year. And then the other thing about it is my first computer, I had everything all set up and ready to go, but my first computer quit on me. And then when I got the PC that I have now, I couldn't get everything calibrated right. The wheel, the brakes, and the pedals are backwards. So my brakes are actually the gas, and the gas is actually the brake. So, yeah, exactly. So it was crazy. So I haven't come back to it. But it is a good game, and I do like it.
Nice. For me, Trover is a bit like the trailer, really. It's absolutely mental, and I love the style of sense of humour in that game. But I love Rick and Morty as well, which it reminds me of so much. What about you, Nat? How are you feeling about this?
Well, I'm the reason it's in the ninth because I was the one that it was my nomination. Yeah, I absolutely love Trover Saves the Universe. For a long time, it was my number one VR game this year.
Wow.
I just need to laugh sometimes, and that game has always put a smile on my face. It's my sort of humour. Just cursing, swearing, insane things happening. It just, like I say, puts a smile on my face, makes me laugh every time. And that's actually really hard. If you actually go through gaming in general, there isn't too many games that will actually make you laugh out loud. And that one is one. The two latest South Park games would be another one. I mean, I'd love to see South Park in VR.
Yeah.
But, like you, it's just my type of humor. I really enjoyed the story, and I've played it a couple of times through, and it's still fun. It still makes me laugh. That's kind of what I want to say about that.
Superb. And then last of all, we have Dead and Buried 2, which I played first of all, and I was a little bit underwhelmed. To be honest, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but I think it got some updates. It got the spatial audio as well, which was something that really threw me out, first of all, in multiplayer, because obviously in virtual, I didn't realise how important it was actually. This game proved that to me, that if you don't have spatial audio in virtuality, there's people like going, I'm over here, and I'm like, I don't know what you mean. You just sound to the left or to the right of me. It was really odd. But it got better. I did like the competition. I don't know who put this in the rankings.
Lincoln.
It was number 4 for me.
Nice.
In my case, if it weren't for the Oculus Quest, not only does this game not make my top 10, it doesn't even get purchased. Because I had no interest in this game when it first came out. And just like you, GT, from what I had saw the game, it did look very underwhelming. The graphics looked PS2-ish from the PS2 era. But when I bought the Quest for my son, I was just trying to give him something to play. So I bought Dead and Buried for him. And I just kept picking away at it on the Quest. And I guess, I don't know.
It's a good shooter.
It worked its way under your skin.
It's a good shooter.
It did. And now I absolutely love that game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the games that just shows you the graphics isn't everything. It's one of those games where you got to give it a chance.
I actually think the graphics is fun. I think the graphics are fine. I never had an issue with the graphics. In fact, before the Oculus Quest launched, Dead and Buried was one of the games I was hyped for the most, to be honest, because I like multiplayer competitive shooters, and I do enjoy it. It's good.
And a lot of people were disappointed that the quick draw feature was in there. That was another thing that turned me off about Dead and Buried 2, which was a very popular mode on the original Dead and Buried, the quick draw where you try to see who's got the fastest gun.
Okay.
1 versus 1. That wasn't in Dead and Buried 2, so that was one of the reasons why I wasn't interested in it. But again, like Salsa said, it kept getting up under my skin, and now it's like a tattoo. It's in there.
Nice, man.
It's also cross-buy as well.
It is.
So if you get it on the Oculus Rift or the Quest, it crosses over both ways. So that's kind of cool.
All right, cool. So moving on to number 8.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You can call it destiny, addicted to this energy.
Fun to look at what you guys are picking out.
Okay. Now I'm catching on to what's going on, because I see what you guys are doing now. He's starting at number 10, and he's playing all the ones that we voted at number 10 or something like that.
Okay, so that was Synth Riders, by the way. What happened was we done a point system, and basically there was joint 10s and joint 9, so that's why we've been playing those traders. We had 2 in number 10. 3 for number 9, and now we've got individuals, haven't we, all the way to number 1 now?
It's all individuals, apart from the next 2 games, which only have 1 nomination. Every other game from 6 upwards has got multiple nominations.
Okay.
But these are down, this one and the next one are down to 1 person, and I'll let the chat decide who to blame. But I'm joking.
Who to blame?
Who is it? Who did it?
Well, I love Synth Riders. I think it's a fantastic game. A lot of my top 10s are based on the amount of time I actually play a game. Like, not just graphics and stuff. It's like what Lincoln was saying about Dead and Buried. Sometimes a game just grabs me, and Synth Riders really grabbed me. I love the fact it's got mixed reality. I love the music choices in it. Even more so than Beat Saber. I just love Even though I like Beat Saber a lot, don't get me wrong, I love the song choices a lot, to the point I had the playlist in my car. I was playing the songs in my car. That's how much I like this. So you guys have played Synth Riders, though, yeah?
The other thing is movement as well, because I mean that and Wave Runners have a very similar movement pattern.
Yeah.
So with a lot of rhythm games, you move differently depending on how they've set the game up. And I'm guessing that obviously the movement that you make in that was more satisfying to you as well.
Yeah, you're sort of dancing. To be fair, you are kind
Exactly.
of dancing. Yeah, you are.
I get where Sosa's coming from. Like with Beat Saber, it's just like 100% cardio. A game like Pistol Whip, I think you feel it more in your legs because you're having to move from left to right and duck and that kind of stuff. So I get where he's coming from, where each rhythm game gives you a different type of workout because it targets a different part of the body.
Right.
Oh yeah, it does, and different movements, like both Wave Runner and Synth Riders. They're both got dancers who are in the production teams, so the movements they're looking at and how the rhythms come at you, they're choreographed to be dances.
Yeah. I mean, bear in mind, someone's just put hard to get. I feel like Oculus is trending now with the Quest. It is actually trending. If you go on YouTube searches and virtual reality searches,
oh god, yeah,
the Quest is trending. There's no two ways about it. And when it comes to this list, though, there are games that are multi-platforms. If they're not out now, they will be coming to other ones soon. I'm pretty sure a lot of these games are going to be multi-platform. Trover, I don't think you'll get on the Quest, but you can play with a link. What else have we had? Dirt 2, I don't think you're going to see on anything else but Oculus stuff. You said it's on Steam, though, but PC VR.
It's on Steam.
What else have we had so far? Defector, that was an Oculus exclusive. Synth Riders, I think, is going to be multi-platform eventually. I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be coming to PlayStation VR. Yeah, I think it's a great game. And yeah, if you're looking for someone to blame, it's me. So... Okay, yeah. Right, okay. I need to remember. I don't even know which one it is. What are we on now? Number 7.
Number 7. I think this is actually going to be a bit controversial that it's so low.
Yeah. And, as I just said, it's completely my fault. So, but I'm proud of that.
Broke into the complex and coordinated a breach in Myth. Myth OS is on lockdown.
You're heading to the tower to reset. I couldn't let you think you were the only one who saw it. Leave a way in.
This way.
They found you, like physical world you.
So there you have Boneworks in at number 7 for the 2019 all-platform virtual reality games list. Let's talk about that.
So, do you want to go first with why it's here? Or do you want us to say why we didn't vote for it to go up into our top 10s, which is why it's only at number 7?
I'd like to go first since mine will be the shortest.
Okay.
The curiosity of this game is just absolutely killing me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much longer I can take it. I will eventually break down and get this game, maybe as soon as tonight. But yeah, it's another situation where there was a ton of games coming out, me trying to stay disciplined and not spend a ton of money. After the money that I spent this past weekend, might as well go ahead and, deliver the knockout blow and go ahead and buy it. But I think one of you guys are going to allude to one of the situations with this game. I'll let one of you guys take it from here.
Okay, do you want to go on the your side, GT, or shall I say why I didn't put it in there?
So the reason this is in this chart, this was my #1 game of 2019 because I think it delivers something I've always wanted in virtual reality. Simple. Like, I know people want story. I know, and I get that. I really do. There is a story here. I don't care about it. I really don't care about it. If there is one, they've tried to push it to me, and I'm like, but I don't care. It's just a I think for me, it's a real fork in the road for virtuality. I think this is going to, and I say that means it can go two ways. I shouldn't say that. This is like a marker. This is where things change, and I think Boneworks is highlighting for me where I want virtuality to go, where everything is usable, everything is touchable, everything's got weight. I love that. Like, some people don't like having a body in it, for example. With Half-Life Alyx, you've got the hands, you haven't got any arms. Yeah. That was one of the things people noticed. I actually don't mind having the body in the game. I think it's quite good. Yeah, it's one of the best virtual experiences I've ever had. And if I wasn't a content provider, or this channel wasn't about delivering new games, or because it's one of those channels now that developers will send me a game because I do that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like I live stream the same games all the time, which is great. Some channels do that, which is fantastic. I would have played Boneworks every day for a week. Every day for a week, easy, and not cared about anything else because I loved it that much. So,
okay. Now, I get where you're coming from, and there's a load of points there that I do agree with. I do think that Boneworks is one of those games that is leading towards the future of VR. It is some of the interaction, all of that stuff is absolutely where I want to see things. But as it stands, I live streamed about, I think it was an hour and a half, 2 hours for one bit, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours for a second bit. And I haven't yet reached the save point on the first level.
I keep hearing people say this.
So
people hate this game for that. The checkpoints.
When they designed this game, the creators of it were in their own little sandbox so much that they would speed past things that me coming to it for a first time, what they thought, oh, half an hour, people play for half an hour and get to their save point, no problem. I played that first part that they reckoned was 30 minutes, didn't get to the end of it, but I played that for over an hour and a half.
Mate, I know, MRTV, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think the puzzles, that's the weird thing about the puzzles, it depends how your brain works, I guess, to how you go to these puzzles. And
yeah,
like, a couple of people who watch MRTV moaned at me, like, because I do know him, we've met, but I don't know if they think we're friends, I don't know, but they were like, dude, MRTV really pissed me off. He doesn't know how to do this. And I'm like, it might be annoying for a watcher, I get that, but everyone's brain works differently when you come to puzzles, especially in virtual reality.
To illustrate that, one of the puzzles that I was watching Nat's stream of it earlier, and I was sort of like, oh, that's not how you do that puzzle, though. And
there was
a different way to do it because of the physicality of the game.
Yeah.
So the way that's actually in the video, in the game itself, that tells you how to solve the puzzle, he did a different way to how they tell you to solve the puzzle.
Is that the one where you go up the ramps, you have to kind of jump up the thing?
Yeah, and you climbed across to the right.
Yeah, I got bored of watching the video, so I was just like, hell, I'm just going to do it. I don't care.
It's the first bit. You move the ladder, the thing across.
I wish I know what puzzle this was. I'm not sure.
It's in the museum point. So it's in the museum with the climbing up stuff, move the thing across, lift in place, and blah, blah, blah. But anyhow, you move this thing across, which moves a platform up the top. You get to the platform.
Oh, do you mean in the training section?
Yeah.
Okay,
In the grabbing wall, you stand on the platform. When you move the wall, the platform will move with you. So if you accidentally let go, you don't drop to the floor.
That is amazing, though.
But of course, what Nat did was he actually moved the platform into place. He saw that in the video first of all. He got up there and he went, "What's with this? No, that doesn't mean right. That's got to be over there, surely, for me to stand over there." So he went back down, moved that platform back across, then went up and had to climb across the wall a couple of times as he dropped his grip,
right,
and then went back up. But he could make it to where he needed to, which is really, really important for a game that's based on physics. So he had a different solution to what they had intended. And that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, you figured out a different way of doing it. And funny enough, even though I made a tutorial video on how to unlock sandbox mode, which involves using that puzzle, someone said to me, dude, like, you could have made that even quicker. There's another way. Obviously, you've done it the way that someone else has told me is the quicker way. And I think that's part of the reward of the game. I was stuck on... When I first got that puzzle, and that's what I'm saying, it depends, like, because I do shift work, sometimes I play a game and I'm tired. And if I'm tired, my brain's, like, quite literal thinking. It will look at something and go, I can't see the obvious answer. I'm not very happy about it. Probably get a bit of the hump with it. Eventually I'll get there, but I don't know, and another day I can play it, and it all makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I done one puzzle in 4 minutes, and someone said, like, oh, VR Oasis was stuck on this for like half an hour. And it's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. It's just so different for everybody.
Okay, you guys are making me even more curious. I do want to point out something real quick about this game. It was #1, I believe, on Steam the week it released, and I think it sold 200,000 copies that week.
Wicked.
Yeah.
But it's still selling. It's still selling gangbusters. But yeah, I mean, I kind of liked it. The thing is with that, again, I don't want to go back to the Doctor Who thing, but I can get very frustrated with certain puzzles. But with the Boneworks thing, I didn't get frustrated at all, because I was just like, oh, okay. I did, like where Salsa said, I was trying to traverse the wall. I didn't actually figure that, oh, yeah, I can sit in it and I'll traverse the wall that way really quick. I just kind of figured, oh, well, I just got to try and climb across the wall. But I dropped down a couple of times. I was just like, oh, I must have screwed up by letting go. That's fine.
I think part of the game is realising what you actually can do in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's some puzzles later on.
It allows you to do that. It's because it's like a real world. The real world isn't always just that one solution.
Yeah.
And that's something that I do think is going to be a great thing, that just because of the physicality of it, you can work out different ways of doing this.
The one thing I do want to point out is, as I said just as we were moving into the video, this game's placement is going to be controversial, and the main base of this is obviously me and Salsa both own it. No, GT. Yeah. To be honest, if this hadn't been the #1 game, I'd have been shocked. I kind of figured this was going to be #1 or #2 for you.
Yeah.
Before you sent me your list.
Okay, cool.
And when I saw it #1, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I think the reason that it isn't higher in our lists is literally a threefold thing. You were the only one that voted on it, because me and Salsa both feel we haven't played enough of that game to put it in our top 10s, and Lincoln doesn't own it. And it is literally that. This is the last game out of our top 10 list that is the only game that has a single vote. Every other game that we are going to do beyond this has multiple votes to it. So I think that is a testament to the quality of Boneworks and where we're going. So, yeah, a bit like what you were saying, GT. I can see where this is taking it.
Yeah.
And kind of what I've said before. What I thought about the game kind of is starting to move forward. I can see where this is going, but the big one next year, Half-Life Alyx, I think is going to do this with a story and with better polish. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself with the hour that I played. Like I said, I didn't get frustrated. There was bits where I was just like, oh, I can do this. That's rather cool. That's fun. So I am looking forward to play it. To be honest, if I'd have got the game earlier and I wasn't playing as much Stormlands as I am, it would have most probably made my list and it would have gone higher. And I think that's the same with Salsa as well. So kudos to stress. Is it stress
level 0?
Yeah, 0. This is crushing it. So I've seen people in the chat sort of saying, "Oh, it should be number 1, should be number 2." It is that own reason. This isn't a perfect list. This is just what we've put together. Because everyone's going to have their own lists, but I just wanted to say that anyway.
Robert Dodge says if Beat Saber is number 1, someone is for a slap.
Hey, JD Max,
game of the year.
Asseto Corsa was in there.
Yeah, I told him that. A Dirt 2.
You might be a little bit late.
Can I just say that one thing? When Salsa sent me his first top 10 list, it had loads of games in, including Beat Saber, and I was like, Salsa, how did this game get released this year? He's like, oh, was it meant to be the games of this year? I was like, yeah, mate.
Yeah, but there's a controversy about that as well.
Games, so
there's a thing about that as well.
There is a controversy about that, yes.
Boy Brown said, I can't believe Dead and Buried 2 is in the top 10. I only refunded 2 Quest games, and that is one of them. Thought it was a janky, terrible mess. I mean, Lincoln, are you leaning towards more the Rift than the Quest version of Dead and Buried 2, or do you like both? Or
the graphics on both of them are so close. You almost the Rift is slightly sharper, but they're close enough that it doesn't matter to me which one I play. If the computer happens to be turned on and I'm sitting on the couch, then I'll play it on the Rift. Yeah. But if the computer's not turned on, then I'm playing it on the Quest. It's just so much more convenient.
Just let you guys know, this is the VR Link top 10. This isn't an individual. My list is completely different to everyone else.
Once we've done this, I can quickly run through each individual's top 10.
Yeah, without any videos, we can do that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So let's move on to number 6. And there we go, guys. That is No Man's Sky, or Blurry Man's Sky, as some people refer to it on the PlayStation. Yeah, No Man's Sky was like, I can't really see it. So, but anyway, let's talk about this game. I'll quickly go first. I think this is an amazing game. I think it's an amazing achievement. I can't give it the time it deserves. From what I've played of it, I think it's fantastic. Just flying around, man, is incredible, and you definitely get a feel of the scope of the game. It just seems absolutely massive. You seem quite insignificant, and I never get bored of going in and out of atmospheres on that game, visiting new planets and stuff. It is really cool.
Yeah, just as a thing for DX Falcon and others, by our logic, saying that No Man's Sky didn't release in 2019. This is the Beyond version of it. So that did launch, because of course we are talking about VR.
Yeah, the VR version was this year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool, you got me worried then. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to remember that Beat Saber.
I never played it before, the virtuality version anyway.
Yeah, but you see, Beat Saber was in early access until this year.
Right.
The PSVR version of Beat Saber was released this year, which is why it won that award. And
You mean it was
there's
released last year?
It was released last year as early access.
But come out of early access this year.
But it came out of early access. That's why.
No, it came out early access last year as well for PC, didn't it? About a
No,
week
it
after
didn't.
the PC?
PSVR was the version that was the full version.
Oh,
Before then, it was all early access.
He was just
But there you
poking
go.
the bear,
Doesn't
which
matter.
looks like he's poked South. He's calling you a bear, Souser.
Oh.
I thought he looked more like
Anyhow.
a lion today with his.
Anyhow, I mean, it's well, yeah, a tinsel-based lion. Hear me roar. Or twinkle. I don't know, one of the two. But yeah, it is. What do you call it? Isn't it? It's just this is an entire universe in VR. I mean, how could you not vote for it?
Yeah.
I didn't. So, but and it's not because I didn't think it was great. If you would have seen how hyped I was leading up to this, you would think that it was going to be number one on my list, because I was absolutely hyped for this game because it was bringing VR closer to what I wanted, and that was getting AAA experiences in VR. And it is great. It's just I have not played it enough. The first time I played it was actually I streamed it, and some friends joined me, and they helped me get my ship together and helped me get off a planet. And I think I flew towards Salsa's planet. It was amazing. I just
Was it covered in salsa?
But after that,
is possible.
The only time I took a look at the game was whenever the PSVR got updates, and I was trying to check back long enough to see if it was a pro patch. So it's simply a case of I just didn't spend enough time playing it. But, but it does deserve to be in here. I just think I couldn't put it in the top 10 because I haven't played it enough.
Yeah, he got to Planet Salsa and then he realized that he forgot to bring his tacos. That was the problem.
Mate, if that was a planet of salsa, I'd have nachos, melted cheese, chili con carne, some guacamole, some chives, some jalapenos.
Oh, I don't go for the guac. I can never go for the guac. The guac is out.
And then I'd
My
have some
planet,
salsa.
no guac.
Yeah, but it was what's the word I'm looking for? It was a rush being on a planet, and somebody saying, sit right there, I'll come to you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm almost there. And then you see their ship come out of the sky, kind of do a circle, dust floating up everywhere before the ship lands. And then they get out and it's like, okay, what do you need? You need this, you need that, so it really was a great experience.
Absolutely fantastic. Anyone got anything to add to No Man's Sky? Because we have a technical question.
Go ahead.
Okay, Alexandros said, I've got an Oculus Rift S, and every time I open that app, it says to restart the app. Every time I open the app, I say to restart the app to find the Rift S. So basically saying it obviously doesn't find it, he has to restart the app, but it doesn't work, and I have to unplug the Rift and re-plug it back in. Do you have a solution? My issue is I haven't come across this. It sounds to me like a USB issue, but I'm not sure what your USB setup is. As we said before, if you've got multiple USBs, it is best to have an externally powered USB. Has anyone had any issues like this?
Is this the Quest or the Rift that he's having?
The Rift S. He's saying that every time he basically, I'm assuming he starts it up, it works. Oh no, so I'm assuming he has it plugged in. He opens the Oculus Rift app, because what normally happens is you put the headset on and it opens the app for you. That's how it should work. But obviously he's putting the headset on, nothing's happening. He's opening up the app, he's telling him he's got an issue, he's restarting the app, that's not working, and then he's having to physically unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like USB. If he's got a lot of USB plugged in all over the place, you need to make sure that the USB that you're plugging into is a USB 3.
Oh, Anne has said she had the same problem the last 2 days, and just thinking back, Anne, in the Discord we had a number of people have this issue about their Rift S's. Now, there's 2 versions of the desktop, isn't there? There's one with the public test channel on, and there's one with the public test channel off. If you have it on, you'll get an update pushed to your Rift S and a whole new and a different version of the desktop, as far as I know, and vice versa. Now, if you want to use the Oculus Link, and you're like me, I use it now and again. I know Nat does. You have to have it turned off. Yeah. So I'd be interested. I haven't had these issues. Obviously, Nat would have told you straight away if you'd had these issues. So
no, but he's using a Rift S, not a Link. We're saying about the Rift S problem.
But I'm just saying that's the only thing I can think of as a difference, because if I turn that public test channel on, it'll ask me to do an update of the desktop, and it'll ask me to update the Rift S, which you got to wait for, let it do its thing. So I'm wondering whether it's something to do with the public test channel, or at least try it if you have it turned on, because if you haven't got the link, you'd leave it turned on, I'm assuming. So, and the only reason people have it turned off is because of the link. So maybe turn that off, try the other desktop version, see if that makes any difference. Has anyone else got anything to add to this? That's all I can suggest.
No, I'm miffed on that one. I'm not having any problems.
Yeah, I think it's either the USB or, like you say, give that a try.
But I was going to say, like, if none of us have had that, all of us use the link. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I have to have it turned off, because if I do turn it on, I can't use the Oculus Quest link beta.
Yeah.
So it could be something as simple as that. So
yeah, I don't. I've got a CV1, so that's the difference there. But I have it turned off for the link as well.
Whatever this is you're talking about, whatever the default mode is, that's where it's at on me. Being that I don't have the Quest link, so I don't really have a need to dive into the settings and go monkeying around with stuff. So it's working just fine. And
can you have a look at? Can you quickly start up your Oculus thing and have a look, if possible?
My son's on PC
sorry,
right
man.
now playing Gears.
Yeah. No worries.
And it's not plugged in. But I think one thing that has happened before in the past is I think when your PC's on and the Oculus is connected, if you unplug it while it's on and then try to plug it back in, it's not going to work. I think you're going to have to shut the computer off and then plug it back up.
I haven't had that problem with Quests, not Quests, with CV1s or anything like that. But I will say that USB, it can be sensitive to. All headsets seem to be sensitive to what USB port they are plugged into. So occasionally it can just be that. But anyhow,
finally, someone liked the background. Someone liked the background. Thanks, JBR.
We've had a few people say that.
Actually. Thank you guys. I'm glad. I thought this background was lovely, simply lovely. So let's dive in. So that was No Man's Sky at number 6. It sounds like it's well deserved to be in the top 10. Everyone's in agreement with that. I haven't seen anyone sort of have any issues with that one. So number 5 is this.
Did you think you could become my apprentice? You were a means to an end. But now you have outlived your usefulness.
Only you can face Vader.
We need an army for that.
You have an army.
Time for one final lesson.
Alright guys, so that was number 5, I believe. I only played the Vader Immortal 3 trailer. I actually voted for it as a series, because I think as a series collectively, it does make up a whole game, pretty much. So, yeah, how you feeling about that, guys?
Yeah, I voted the same as you. That I was voting for episode 1, 2, and 3 as a combined unit. But let's be honest, that's what we've been waiting for in VR. If you're a Star Wars fan, is to pick up a lightsaber, to use the Force. It lived up to everything I wanted from the game. So yeah, it deserves its placing. Also, it's the first game on the list that all 4 of us voted on. So,
wicked! Oh, that's good to know.
So every one of us had a vote for this game. So yeah. I think it's fantastic, and it definitely deserves its place, and I think it's a pretty good placing as well for it.
Excellent. You happy with that, South?
Oh, definitely. I think it's one of those things coming face to face with Darth Vader.
He's huge.
It's sort of like the big man comes in, and you're like, okay, right.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's broad and all.
Back there. Yeah, Star Wars fan. It had to be done, didn't it?
Yeah. What collectively is the price for all these three? Did we work it out last time when we spoke about this?
It's about 20.
Well, it's $7.99 each, so it's £8. So that's £24.
It's $10 each here.
That's what I'm saying.
$10.
Like, I think that's awesome. And yeah, go on, Lincoln. You was going to say.
I just was going to add on to something that Salsa said about when you come face to face with Darth Vader. One of the things that makes it so real and actually makes it kind of scary is that I was moving around and he was following you. You know, his face was following you as I'm standing up, down, left, right. So he was talking to you, and it did feel real.
Yeah, and I think we were all in agreement as well. The chapters was number 1, number 3, and number 2 as our favourites.
Yeah.
And oh well, Brandon, thank you ever so much. Cheers, man.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
That's
he
lovely.
Says, thank you all for the consistent live entertainment.
That's it. Subscribe to all the boys. We're all we're all doing the same for virtual reality, that's for sure. So thank you very much. I never went through what I played this week, and I'm really glad because I worked out I made 12 videos this week. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how my family put up with it, to be honest.
No, in GT, that's one of the reasons why I don't reach out to the developers a terrible lot, because the initial time that I would play a game might be the only time that I get to play it because I got to move on to something else.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to keep up. But yeah. Anyway, that was going to lead me on to something else. But and then it goes to the dojo modes. I actually think they progressively got better. To the point I thought number 3 was the best, and I'm pretty sure in that trailer a lot of that is Quest graphics, because you can tell that by the lasers on the Rift S. The lasers look quite high fidelity. On the Quest, they look a bit more blurry, don't they? Like blurry red stripes, in my opinion. I don't know if you think that. That was one of the things that really stood out for me when people talk about the differences between the Rift or PC version to the Quest version. Was, amongst other things, was the phasers, how they look, the laser beams. And while watching that trailer, man, that does look like a lot of Quest footage in there. So that's cool.
Well, I think it's the biggest target, isn't it?
What?
Well,
the Quest.
Oh, yeah.
Versus...
Well, Oculus aren't stupid. I mean, that's why they're giving Vader Immortal away free for every new Quest owner until I think it's the end of January. So,
and that was one of the concerns that a lot of PC VR people had when the Quest came out, that they were concerned that Oculus was gonna not focus on high quality AAA type games, that they were gonna build games for the Quest and then just put a little nice coat of wax on it for the Rift.
But then it still looks good on the Quest, and it still looks good on PC. So
I've actually not even played it. I don't think on PC. I've had one go. I think I tried dojo mode in every one. More importantly for the graphical comparison when talking to Salsa about it, because he was like, I said there wasn't any differences, because I think I must have put it on one day and thought, oh, this looks pretty much the same. Took it off, carried on with the Quest, and Salsa was like, no, there is.
No, in the main game, especially when you've got larger areas, they use a lot more tricks so that you are fooled into thinking that it looks more like the PC version, whereas some of the PC version has some longer distance geometry, so it makes the scale and going further back, the fidelity, that little bit higher. And sharper, and your immersion into the scale part of it just that little bit better.
I had to go back and forth several times with this, comparing the Quest version to the Rift version. And initially, you know, at first glance, it's hard to tell the difference. But after doing it several times, in episode 3.
Oh. He said in episode
version of it is.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, it's got more. Oh my goodness.
No, you're back, man. You're back.
Okay, I'm getting a message that said my internet connection was unstable. I was going to say this beast that was dead. In the Rift version, it had more colors. The scales of the creature was a little more detailed, and it was a little more sharp. And then when I went back to the Quest version, like some of the red in the creature was missing. The
spoilers.
It's not that, not really.
It's just a description of a creature when the game first started. I mean, I can't tell you any more than that because I haven't played it. All I've done is compared.
Okay.
So I couldn't go any further. Stream.
Okay, no worries. You look really serious. So let's jump into. Where are we now? What are we on? Number four. Number four. I've lost it. Sorry, I was thinking about Gen Rakbar.
You lost in the giggles.
Here we go. Sorry.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
I'm so glad they mentioned PlayStation VR at the end of that trailer, because I was thinking, I'm sure they've said it is coming to PlayStation VR, but it's just gone all quiet on that front, hasn't it, for quite some time. So
I think it'll be next year. So
Pistol Whip, I'm going to let Nat lead on this one first.
I love this game. I suck at rhythm games, and I don't think it matters on this one. Even if you suck at rhythm games, there is still massive enjoyment to be had in it. I think it's a testament of how good this game is that people are like, well, it's only got or it only had 10 tracks, and it didn't matter because it was just a fun time. It literally managed to capture. We always kind of say that Beat Saber caught lightning in a bottle. Well, Pistol Whip managed to do it a second time, but without the track listing that Beat Saber had. And like I say, there's just so much fun to be had in it, and it has that same thing that great games, whether it's Super Hot, whether it's Beat Saber and stuff like that, one more go. I've got to the end, but you know what? I can do better. I messed up on this part. I know I can get that right. And like I say, the new track that they've added, High Priestess, it's different. It gives it a different sheen on the game. So again, it deserves its placing in my opinion. And I'll let everybody else talk about it now.
Nice. Anyone else going to go?
Dawson?
I'm in the same boat as Nat there. I am really not good at this game. I keep on messing up, but I have another size play space issue that I couldn't do a load of the different things, but now we can because they put the options in it. And obviously on the Quest, where it's crossed by, I've got it on either like my main headset or the Quest. So I can go to a different space in the house, like the kitchen, where I can also play it as it's meant to be played. But yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. I would say the song list has grown on me as well. Like, there was certain songs that I heard, like that one in the trailer, for example, that I really liked straight away. And then the more I play it, the more I enjoy the songs. Funny enough, I don't know if anyone else has particularly found that, but I personally come across that.
In my case in this game, this is the game that made me coin the phrase "the most interesting man ever to play pistol whip." That's how much I like the game. It is a very game, and I got caught up in the hype because I did love that trailer too.
Oh man, yeah,
So,
that trailer was phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
And I got caught up in that hype of seeing Mike of Virtual Reality Oasis play this in a suit, seeing Paradise Decay play it in a suit. So I followed suit and I put on a suit. And I invite everybody to go check out my version of it because I was wearing a suit along with a hat and a nice little watch. And I look like something right out of the movie Goodfellas. I look like The Godfather.
Posh
and that's
killer.
what it was, the Godfather style. So really love this game, and it deserved to be in the top 10. And I can't wait for them to add more tracks to this game.
Awesome. That's good, man. And I think the chat are quite in agreement with that one. That's good. That's nice to hear. So we are now at number 3, which I haven't labelled. Yes, I have. Bleh.
Mine is no ordinary forge. And this is no ordinary steel. You may be a god, but to become legend, you must do battle as mortal heroes. A spellcaster who wields arcane powers. A rogue, fearless in the face of danger. A warrior, fueled by vengeance. Call upon your immortal power to transform beasts into companions. For none can survive this path alone. Destiny waits for no one. Not even a god. Answer the call, Asgardian. Eternal glory awaits.
And there you go. That was number 3, Asgard's Wrath. And behind the scenes, we were talking about it. I think it sits very highly on a lot of our lists. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about number 3. I can start. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think it pushed up the graphical expectations of games in general. Before that, I think Lone Echo was the game that graphically amazed me, and Asgard's Wrath done that more so. Like the detail in that game's fantastic. It felt like one of the games, you know, where like in virtual reality, it always felt like VR was the reason you was playing it, and because it's VR, you sort of missed some stuff out that traditional games had. This sort of delivered everything traditional AAA games have in virtual reality. That's what Asgard's Wrath meant for me. So, yeah. Crispy. Oh, guys.
No, you
hold on. I think I
Christmas
just had you. Oh, I had you muted. That's all right. We've only just missed what Sal's saying, not me. That's cool. So there wasn't a massive silence. It was just maybe a minute. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
So that'll be anybody who's wondering what I said back then. You'll have to go onto Anchor or Spotify.
Yeah.
Check out the audio only version.
Yeah, you'll have to pick up the audio version. You have to follow us on Spotify and listen to the VR link with whatever you're doing. Do you know what I mean? You can listen to it anywhere. I personally listen to us back in the gym sometimes. So yeah, man. So yeah. Oh look, Aspin Dark Fire said it looks like he's saying something important too. It was. Do you know what? It was the most incredible sentence I've ever heard.
It was. I'm shocked that I have enough mental capacity to come up with that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to move on. What about, not really, good sounds. Say what you were saying, man.
No, so yeah, this as a game for some people it can be a slow burner to start with, but as you get into this game deeper and deeper, it just gets better and better. I don't know if Lincoln can say he agrees with me on that one, because we're both at the same place where we've still got to finish the damn thing, because it's got a lot of content. And it looks so good. It does play really exceptionally well. So, yeah, I think it's well deserving of where it is.
I'm in total agreement with Salsa. My only issue with this game is the loading time. But other than that, I've got it on an M2. I've got it on an M2 full-on SSD. So that's my piece of advice. Make sure you've got a big amount of space on an SSD.
What was it? 117 gig.
It's 121 gig when it is downloaded. Downloaded and expanded onto your hard disk. So I've actually got it running on a super fast M2 1 terabyte drive on the maximum speed that my motherboard can convey all of its amazingness, and it still takes quite a bit to load sometimes, but not as bad as what it would be on a normal conventional hard drive, which may be where Lincoln's got it.
So, and me, I think mine's on a normal hard drive.
To, because my computer only has a 256 gig SSD, and the game is 130 gigs, and a lot of my SSD is taken up by programs that it came with by default. So
yeah, I just want to
I
say,
had to move it over to the D drive.
When I was playing Asgards, a lot of people messaged me saying my load times are really quick, live, but I don't have it on SSD, and I don't think I've watched. I'll have to check out one of your streams to see the benefit of.
Yeah, but I probably got the weakest processor out of all of us. I think I got an i5 9700.
And how does it run the game? How does it run the game?
The game, it runs good if I keep the graphics setting high or lower. If I go to ultra settings, then it can get a little bit skittish, and then it's really taxes the PC if I try to play it and stream it at the same time in ultra settings.
Mate, I mean, streaming and playing a game in ultra settings for me is hard work, and I don't know, not sure.
But, to give my take on this game, I sum this game up as the closest thing you will get to God of War in VR in terms of the gameplay, to be able to throw those weapons and it come back to you. When I threw that axe and I was able to bring that axe back to me, that was it. That was the icing on the cake. And then I'm really big into Norse mythology. So another reason why I wanted to get that game was hoping to see other gods as part of Norse mythology.
Now, do you think it's also that it's not just one character that you play? You get to play multiple characters. You get to play a god. You get to be amongst the gods at their size. You get to be a human size in normal world, in God world, and God-sized in the human realm and in the Nordic realm, and all of that stuff it comes together into something that you can only experience it properly in VR because they play with scale so much.
Yeah. What about you, Nat? Hey, how are you?
If
have
I
you
can,
played it?
can I get this in real quick?
No, go ahead, man.
Another thing that made this game huge is you have a game like No Man's Sky. There was a flat screen game that had a VR mode added to it. And then you have a game like Lone Echo that has the graphics that I'm looking for, but it's a very short game.
Mhm.
So another reason why this game was so huge to me is that it had graphics comparable to Lone Echo, but it had the amount of hours of gameplay of a flat screen AAA game. So it was, to me, it was like the first full AAA game that was built from the ground up for VR. And not something where they had to add a mode, to satisfy us. It was built for us from the ground up.
Yep. Nice. And Nat, I think you.
Yeah, I mean, I said while we were watching the trailer, there's Asgards Wrath. 100% would have been the #1 game, except only 3 people voted on it. I'm the person who didn't vote on it because I don't own it, so I can't vote on it. A bit like what Lincoln was saying. Huge fan of Norse mythology. Love God of War. Again, it's just a case of where do I put the game in? Huge fan. There was another game that I really wanted more that launched a couple of weeks, I think, after this one, which we'll get to. But yeah, it's a game that I'm looking forward to playing next year, early next year. I will get to play it, and I will try and finish it because it's meant to be close to 30 hours long.
Or
before Half-Life Alyx launches. But again, it's one of those things. We were discussing about sort of like the Star Trek Bridge Crew, about the stealth release and an anticipation release. I kind of like the anticipation release. So it's coming and it's going to be in a sort of like 3 months, 6 months, whatever it be. I now have an anticipation for Asgard's Wrath that I'm looking forward to get into it on that one. So yeah, like I say, it deserves its place in. Just let the chat know, I'm the reason it's #3, not #1, because I know for a lot of people it's their game of the year.
I'm still quite happy with the whole top 10 though.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
fantastic selection of games.
Considering how different they are,
cross-reference.
I'm still
Yeah,
quite happy with what we've got in here. I think. Just want to give. I don't think I thanked Shats for the donation. I do apologise. It's at the same time I went to thank him is when I realised I turned Salsa off. So
I was in the middle of thanking him in the bit of the silence there. So he'll be thanked on Spotify twice now.
There you go, and thank you ever so much. And see you later, Mick. Take care. He works really hard. Cheers, dude. Look after yourself. Right. Merry Christmas, everyone. Again, in case we haven't said a Merry Christmas to you already. So let's go on to number 2.
What do I want? Your operation. He's not going to start an all-out war. He's not big enough. I'm going to go and find out.
You're just gonna walk in there.
Sack goes in the streets of London. Sack goes in the London city. Sack goes in the streets of London. Sack got to be something brilliant. Today a legend is born. Ready for vengeance rather than war. Ready for anything, ready for war. My English gangster, I'm dead for sure. I'm coming for you. 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 I'm coming for you.
We need to push back hard or we're finished.
For the players.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. That is number 2. How you doing, Paradise? You all good? Yeah, man. Sweet. So that was Blood and Truth at number 2, voted for by the VR Link. I'm going to let... Who wants to lead? Nat, do you want to talk about Blood and Truth?
Yeah, I'll talk about Blood and Truth because I got a lot of hate for my thoughts on it. The only issue I've ever had with Blood and Truth is I don't think the gameplay quite matches everything else about the game. Everything else about the game, the story, the characters, interaction. I mean, it is a stunning game on PlayStation VR, especially that it's on PlayStation VR. music and everything. It's an enjoyable romp. I enjoyed playing it. And yeah, it definitely deserves its place in where it is. It's very highly on PlayStation VR. So kudos
Nice.
to London Studios, and let's see what they do later down the line.
Yeah, excellent. And Lincoln, you had a bit of news for us as well, didn't you? About London Studios.
Yes, they're supposed to be working on another game right now, presumably for the PS5. So, you know, that's all I know. I haven't heard anything about what it could be, whether it's another sequel. But whatever it is, I look forward to seeing it because I think they did an excellent job with Blood and Truth.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. It actually felt like you was in a movie, like while he's playing it. For me, I played it. I'd done the whole thing literally from beginning to end, and it was fantastic. It was.
I think, in
superb.
fact, I think that's the last game that I finished, last VR game.
Oh right,
that
okay.
was on my radar. I absolutely could not wait for that game. Makes me want to come to London. But the reason, if it wasn't for Asgard's Wrath, this game would have been number 1 for me. I know it's a rail shooter, but it still has a lot of neat gameplay to it.
Yeah.
And there were some parts of this game that was just mind blowing. And that is a game that I have to urge everyone. If you catch this game on sale, I would probably have some less than nice things to say to you if you didn't pick it up. So,
yeah, man. And it's all,
get that game.
They've done a lot of updates to it as well, haven't they? They've had a lot of free content.
Well, they've got like a music rhythm section that they've added now.
Oh, I love that soundtrack. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I love that part.
There you go. That's it. That was the remix, the Lincoln Clay remix. Hello, Reckoner, Paradise, Patrick Evans, thank you for joining. Aspen Dark Fire, thank you ever so much for becoming a channel member, dude. Really, really appreciate that. What else we got?
It is actually on sale, by the way.
Oh, is it?
At the moment, yeah, it's £12.49 on the PlayStation Store.
So if you don't have it, there you go.
There's your time to get it. Just to let you guys know, Mark Lintott in the chat, he actually works for London Studios, so he's taking this thing quite personally. He's quite happy about it. So yeah, man.
He's the technical director, I think, on that.
I'm not quite sure. I know I don't really know.
Yeah, technical director Sony, I believe. So yeah, well done to Mark and all the team at London Studios. It is an amazing game.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things that's such a cinematic experience where you play a central role in the experience. I mean, you get to play some really truly, play the part of the badass in this. It's great like that. I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I guess your thoughts are probably the same on that one, GT.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it, and I think they when I first played it back in EGX, I actually wasn't that impressed with it, and it wasn't. It was.
Yeah, I remember the conversation. I had the conversation after you played it.
Yeah, the graphics were quite limited. I thought like the resolution was a bit poor. The movement, I think what it was, where I saw the trailers, it seemed point to point. I didn't get enough time with it to realise how much.
Yeah.
Actually, that movement was varied. Like you can go behind things. There were certain things I weren't happy with, but then when I got my hands on the actual game itself, I was a lot happier. And it made sense. They made, I guess, teleportation work really well for me personally.
Yeah, well, it's the thing. It's not. It's not teleportation because they do a run.
Is it smooth loco? Right.
It's not smooth loco. It's a run point to point. So you do a dodge sideways.
Yeah.
At the same level, so you have a number of points that you can be at there. And by the way, for anybody who was in there, Robert Dodge as well. Yeah, it is a PSVR exclusive. But you have that, and then you have the run system, and you can still shoot when you're running forwards.
Yeah.
Point to point and stuff like that. So it all works there. It's kind of on rails there, and then you have the set pieces, which sometimes have like a little bit of a deviation, as in you can go one way at a certain point or another way at a certain point, and then you're still firing off all of the time. Different weapon choices are happening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a rich experience that is done that way, and really made me feel like I was in a Guy Ritchie film at different points.
Yeah,
Well,
I loved it.
I was going to say everything that Bravo team did wrong, Blood and
They
Truth
did right.
Yeah,
It's as simple.
that's
It's
where
as
I
simple
was
as
going
that.
with that. Because with Blood and Truth, the movement is kind of the same, but with Blood and Truth, as you're moving from one point to the another, you can get shot. There's nothing you can do about it.
But it's also your first person with Bravo team. They're like, stay there, dun, boom, boom,
Oh, that was awful.
Bam.
That was a terrible decision.
And that didn't work. Whereas London Studios, I know they spent a lot of time on it. If you watch like some of the documentaries and stuff back over the making of this game, and how they worked to try and get all of the motion sickness issues out of the game and other things like that, with the speed of it.
DJ's come up with a fantastic one. Will you ever add a big head mode to the London Heist?
That would be cool, man.
Mate, that'd be well, no, big. It is in the London Heist, isn't it? It's in Blood and Truth, is what he's saying.
He's saying into.
Yeah.
It is in London Heist.
Yeah, sorry, I misread it. Yeah, that'd be fantastic because you just can't stop laughing.
And of course, we've had updates to Blood and Truth this week as well.
He was talking about the musical side of things.
The musical side, so it's got a. I haven't tried that yet.
No, nor have I.
On my to try list, but so people are sort of like comparing that on Pistol Whip Lite in the Blood and Truth universe.
I thought more about Audica when I saw it. It reminded me of Audica more, but.
Yeah.
By the way, to Mark in the chat who works at London Studios, if you need 3 people to trial the new game that you're working on, I happen to know 3 expert VR one. There is also a 4th one. He's in America. If you don't mind, transporting him all the way over to London to try out your game, that would be cool.
It's Audica and Truth. That's quite a good word. That's a good phrase.
Audica and Truth.
Truth.
Okay, so that brings us to.
Number 1.
The VR Link number 1
of the VR Link 2019.
I thought he was going to throw it over his shoulder, man, like all sexy and stuff.
There we go.
There you go.
That wasn't sexy.
Right, okay.
T-shirts are, but
yeah, man. Right, here we go. Number 1. Let's go.
The signal was too perfect. Too paradoxical to ignore. A planet 12 light years away, predicting our future. It called us here. But we weren't the only ones who came. The Tempest came here for the Spire. Some say it's older than the galaxy itself. That it can alter time and space. But if that old rock can perform miracles, it's in no hurry. It's up to us now.
And there we have the VR Link number 1 game. Who wants to start first with this colossal game?
Other guys?
I'll go. Truly amazing game. Definitely in my top 3 as far as best looking games that I've ever seen in VR. And again, this is another one of the games that I couldn't finish. And a lot of it was because Asgard's Wrath was overlapping it, as well as other games that were coming out. So it is on my to-do list to go ahead and finish this game, but it is truly amazing. It is a great looking game. It is another game that I would recommend to anyone that has a Rift S.
Nice. South?
This has got a load of stuff in it that basically this has in it what Asgard Wrath misses for me in terms of some of the interaction with the world around you. And I love the world around that it's based in. I love the concepts that they're doing. I love the motion of it. I like their storyline with it. I like the attention to detail. I like how they have tried something different with motion, and all of these different elements have come together really, really well. Aiming down sights on this as well and things like that is just so well implemented. It's been crafted beautifully.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that really gets me, and why it's up in this top spot that it is for me, is the level of detail and the level of craft along every single point of it.
Who voted this as their number one in the top 10? Personal.
I did.
You both did? Okay, cool.
It was number 3 for me.
Yeah, I don't know where I put it. I'll have to check. I know Nat's going to quickly read out our top 10. So that obviously leads us to you, Nat.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said quite emphatically that Pistol Whip was going to be my number one game, and I couldn't see anything beating that. But then Oculus Link Beta got announced, and suddenly Stormland became a possibility. And I fell in love with the game from the first bit. It's everything I want. The most important thing to me has always been story. I will take story over everything. Give me a reason to care, and I'll play your game all the time. I kind of wish I had more time. Unfortunately, because of where I work, I don't have that much time. So I've kind of had to play it in piecemeal chunks. But every part of it, as Salsa was explaining, it's so well crafted. Even the first bit where you're going around and you're seeing the other robots that have been destroyed. I mean, it definitely brought feelings back like Moss did to me last year.
That quality of storytelling.
Yeah, I wanted to know what happened. That was driving. That was the thing that was driving me. It was like, I want to know about this world. And as everyone has already alluded to, it is a beautiful game. It is absolutely stunning to look at. And that first bit, a little bit further in the game, where you step off into the clouds, put your hands out like Superman, and just fly off. It is absolutely exhilarating. And that one bit was, as much as I love Pistol Whip, this is what I want. And next year, I know we're going to talk about that next week, but next year just looks so good.
Yeah,
I was just going from strength to strength. So this deserves. I think it deserves its number one placing.
Yeah, and DX Falcon has said in the chat he doesn't disagree with this list much at all. And dude, if when Phantom Covert Ops comes out, which is your game from End Dreams, it might be in our top 10. So that'd be pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? We got in some
midlife crisis. A little ways back, he said all this talk is making him want to get into PC VR.
Midlife Gamist, gotcha. Yep, I know. Yeah,
do it. Get that PC. Join the community. In my opinion, the perfect experience would be to have PSVR, probably a Rift S. I don't have enough money to get a Valve Index. Probably a Rift S and a Quest. I think that would be that would complete the circle and give you the complete experience. So,
but there's a lot of people.
On board, join us.
There's a lot of people hanging in there, man, for the PS5 though. That's the talk.
Is
like a lot of guys who are on PSVR. They do want PC. so they go for the Quest because they can't afford the PC, and I get that. Like that's the, do you know what I mean? Like the Quest is where it's at the moment, without a doubt. But if you want high fidelity gaming, you
it's
can't
going
beat
to be
PC
said
currently.
as well. I mean, Cold Joe brings it up as exclusivity. This is an exclusive title as well. But of course, on the PC side, you can use Revive to play this. So I believe it does work in Revive. So if you're not on Oculus headsets, you can use Revive to play it on other headsets via Steam VR.
Mhm.
So there is that there for you. But yeah, it's interesting. We've got 2 exclusives at position 2 and position 1.
And at number 3.
And number 3 as well. Oh yeah, that's an Oculus exclusive as well. Yeah.
Crazy.
So
Cold Yogurt
all
with
of
the,
our top
with the super
3 are
chat.
exclusives.
Thank you very much. You got Cold Jogger. He says, I got a PC for Half-Life Alyx. Dude, I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people went out and got a PC.
Yeah, he mentioned that earlier this week when he was in the comments of one of my podcasts, and he had got a PC for Half-Life Alyx. I also like to acknowledge Christopher Hart that says he's going to be joining the PC community. We look forward to you joining, and make sure you get in touch with me so you can get my gamer tags for Oculus and Steam. And we have Buck
thank you
with another one.
Thank you.
Ah, cheers, Buck. I will pass that on. Thank you ever so much. Cheers, man. Thank you, dude. That works out to $25.80.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Really, honestly, guys. Yeah.
Do you want me to quickly blast through everyone's
Yeah,
top
go
10s?
through everyone's top 10s. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it the way you guys sent me. I gave my top 10 first. So my number 1 game was Stormland. Number 2, Pistol Whip. Number 3, No Man's Sky Beyond. Number 4, Trover Saves the Universe. Number 5, Blood and Truth. Number 6, A Star Wars Story, Vader Immortal, episodes 1, 2, 3. Number 7, Ghost Giant. Number 8, A Fisherman's Tale.
Oh.
Number 9, Honor and Duty D-Day. And number 10, Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. Let's have a quick look. Who was next? So I've got to find it. There we go. So Salsa was number 1, Stormland. Number 2, Asgards Wrath. Number 3, Blood and Truth. Number 4, Asseto Corsa Competizione. Whatever, I can't speak properly.
Salsa wants to say it.
Number 5.
No, it's okay.
Go on, you say it then, sir. Go on, number 4.
Assetto Corsa Competizione.
There we go. Number 5, Dirt Rally 2.0. Number 6, Pistol Whip. Number 7, No Man's Sky Beyond. Number 8, Space Junkies. Number 9, Vader Immortal. Number 10, Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. Lincoln.
That's a great list as well. But they're all great lists. They really are.
Yeah. Lincoln, number 1. His number 1 game was Asgard's Wrath. His number 2 game, Blood and Truth. Number 3, Stormland. Number 4, Dead and Buried 2. Number 5, Defector. Number 6, Everybody's Golf VR. Number 7, Pistol Whipped. Number 8, Path of the Warrior. Number 9, Ace Combat 7. And number 10, Space Junkies. And our glorious leader, GT,
Optimus Prime,
who said a very bad word that was hard when he sent me his list. Number 1, Boneworks. Number 2, Vader Immortal series. Number 3, Synth Riders. Number 4, Asgard's Wrath. Number 5, Blood and Truth. Number 6, Pistol Whip. Number 7, Stormland. Number 8, Until You Fall. Number 9, Star Trek Bridge Crew. And number 10, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, man. It's been a really, really hard list. Secrets of Resident Evil wasn't released in 2019. That's the reason it's not on the list. So, because funny enough, I was making a top 10 list quite different, and then I looked at Nats and I looked at someone else and I was like, hold on a minute. And I messaged him, didn't I, today? And I was like, is this 2019 or all over? And he was like, 2019. So, yeah, that's how that happened. Star Trek GT, you're savage.
Yeah, all I can say is, JT, the back for the races there on that one, of course.
Oh, JD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek was released in 2019 on the Oculus Quest.
Ta-dang.
That's how I got it in there. Because I
Yeah.
was going to remove it, and I thought, hold on a minute.
We're gonna run that logic.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. So surprisingly enough, Beat Saber was in our top 10.
No.
Was it in anyone's top 10?
No.
Which is
I had it in my top 10 last year, so.
It fell off the list.
Which is strange because if I made a top 10 of Oculus Quest games to buy, I'd probably put it in there.
Oh yeah, I'd put Super Hot VR in there, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. It can go all over. So that is.
But there's so many games out there, the variety as well.
Yeah.
That you look at playing, to different qualities of game, to how much time you spend with games, to what your particular look. Like, I'm the only person that had race simulators on there.
Yeah.
Lincoln surprisingly had one of the ones that I would have thought of if I didn't, but I didn't put Digital Combat Simulator on my list, just because it's so highly technical. It fell just short of my top 10.
Right.
It would have been higher with me if it would have been a complete game instead of three VR missions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, AC7 would, if AC7 released on the PC as the full game in VR, that would shoot it up. Combat Digital Simulator didn't go up that high because you need a load of technical knowledge to get that thing running.
Mm-hmm.
But that shows the variety that we as different gamers have. We've got so many different things that go on to make our lists in our minds, and criteria that we look for, that combining them makes such a good, interesting list, I think.
But it's one thing I actually want to say, because GT, when he started this VR Link, his most important thing, and I think we all agree, is to involve the community, to involve the people that join us in the chat. So I'm going to offer the people in the chat this. If you go to the Discord and put your top 10 games in, I'm going to give you a cut-off point, which I'm going to say is going to be Friday evening. What I'll do is on next Saturday, I will go through that list and I'll work out the chat's top 10 games of 2019.
Oh, that's
going to be a lot of people putting stuff in there. I know
that could be a task. So what I'll do is I'll make a channel for that then. I'll make on the Discord. I will put Discord top 10.
Yeah, and put your games in there. Let us know what your top 10 games are. You've been very active in the chat, and we all appreciate it. Gives us something to look at. Let us know what your top 10 games are.
For anybody out there, I was going to say as well, just as a quick thing, to help him out, make sure that he can copy and paste the games out, because otherwise it may take a bit more time.
Yeah, please be rather clear. Actually, I just want to also point out, DX Falcon has said nobody voted Aspire 1. I think both me and Lincoln put Aspire 1 actually in our list, but because other games came in, and there has been some subtle, slight issues with Aspire 1, it kind of kept getting knocked down. Like Aspire 1 would most probably be like number 12.
Yeah.
There's a lot I like about it, but... I say those issues kind of.
There's a lot I like about it as well, but yeah, there's definitely
It's currently on my to playlist, so I'm going to get a fresh look at that. I think it's going to be a couple of things there on patches. I think they are working on a couple of the communities
your
issues,
experience is probably going to be a little bit better than ours because they
exactly
the patch. I guess they smartened up the AI a little bit because the AI wasn't very intelligent, and I think they gave it another coat of wax, improve the graphics a little bit. So hopefully your experience. I did have a good experience with it.
That's what I'm hoping.
And when I first saw that trailer, I was like, "This is going to be a top 5 game of 2019."
So I'm going to be. I'll be playing it in the new year, towards the start of the new year sometime, so that it gets that fresher approach to what's happened past release.
I really like Aspire 1, but as I said, my top 10 or my favourite games, I base on the games that I suddenly feel the urge to play. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a technical thing. It's literally, it sounds cheesy, but I literally go with my heart. I'm like, I'll sit down and I'm like, damn, what do I want to play? And that's why, like, someone said he put Synth Riders over Asgards Wrath.
That was him.
I get that, dude. Honestly, even my head says that can't be right. Like, Asgard's Wrath is 40 hours gameplay. The cost of that must have been quadruple, maybe even more to develop, and the studio's probably bigger and all that stuff. But Synth Riders is a game I just love to play. I love it. I love being in there. I think it's great. And Star Trek Bridge Crew, once again, I'm really glad it come out on the Quest. I'm super happy it come out on the Quest. Reckoner was saying today that he's recommended someone buy the Quest, and funny enough, I think it was today my little girl asked to play something. I can't remember what it was. I think she played Pistol Whip, sorry. It reminded me, the Quest reminds me how easy it is. I walked into my bedroom, I picked it up, I put it on my head, it started up. And I was like, this is brilliant. Again, today, it popped in my mind, this is brilliant. This is why this is going to be such a big seller, because of that.
I've mentioned in one of my videos that playing VR on the PC is great, but I feel like I'm a manager walking into a business, firing everything up, unlocking the door, deactivating the alarm, turning on all the lights, turning on all the machinery and all that kind of stuff to get ready for a day of business. With the Quest is just put it on and hit that power button and go. And it's like my Quest sits right by my bedside, so I can wake up out of a dead sleep and just grab that Quest and jump into something real quick. I love it.
Yeah, they really have delivered on what that is. And as much as everyone is looking forward to PSVR 2 and PlayStation 5, I seriously think the next Oculus Quest will have some big kahunas. Do you know what I mean? I think they're going to... I mean, how far away? How far away?
Step up, man.
They have. I mean, that's the thing. PS5's what? When's the release date for PS5?
2020, so end of 2020. It'll be before Christmas.
That's not too far away.
It's probably going to be in that sweet spot, like the end of autumn sort of time.
I really hope that PSVR 2 comes out soon. Like, not too far away after launch. Like, just give it 6 months at most, because people are going to be crying to get in something new. Unless they really do, like, give us, like, a PS5 patch for all existing games. Do you know what I mean? But you still won't be able to get away from that interactivity that we're missing. And that
can I just say to Dej, no, you can't count Firewall as a new game for this year, man.
Yeah,
if you put Firewall or any game, I'll let Quest games go. But if you do put a game in the top 10 that didn't come out at some point this year, so I'll even let Beat Saber go, because I thought that all came out last year. So if it comes out on Quest, that's fine. I'll
yeah,
count
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
But if you put Firewall in there, no, I'm not going to count it. That's why I let GT's Star Trek Bridge Crew go through.
Yeah, because for a lot of people, they've never experienced Star Trek before. It's going to be brand new.
Game. I do want to wish Salsa good luck in trying to find a way to fit Aspire 1 in, because we do have Iron Man VR February 28th, and we have Half-Life Alyx in the month of March. And what if they would have come out with it March 2nd, within 72 hours of Iron Man VR releasing? Then we still have Lo-Fi coming out. We still have Medal of Honor coming out. We still have Lone Echo 2. We still have Lone Echo 2. These are heavy hitters that's coming for 2019. So good luck trying to fit Aspire 1 in there.
Yeah, but it'll have to be done. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. But yeah, I mean, Lo-Fi, even at this early stage, I've been in Lo-Fi since its Kickstarter campaign closed up. So I get the current updates to the build and the way that's going. And some of the details that are going on inside of Lo-Fi are like,
Oh,
I have.
Here's something else, Salsa. Here's
Green
something else.
Face for that.
What if we get that GT Sport VR multiplayer as a launch game when the PS5 comes out?
We have and you'll be able to use your existing PlayStation VR.
We got to talk about this next
will
week,
be.
guys. Got to talk about this next week.
Yeah.
The most anticipated game I've got for next year is that little game from that indie developer. Just looking forward to it.
This is a preview of what's coming next week. So everybody here that is in chat, you've got to drop by next week for the discussions of what is going to happen. Will we get time to play all of these games? Will Aspire 1 actually climb the lists in a stealthy manner?
Yeah.
Will GT Sport not be GT Sport and become GT No.7? Who knows?
Find out next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. But yeah, I can't wait. Thank you everyone who wants to jump into Discord. Please remember to add your top 10s. That'd be a great discussion for next week because obviously, as Nat said, and that was pretty cool, man. I didn't actually... Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we've decided when we've done this podcast that it was going to be about the community. Obviously, sometimes it's quite difficult because I want to read the chat all the time, but you've also got to deliver a show at the same time. Hopefully, we've got that balance right. I think we have. I think we acknowledge as much as we can. And yeah, I guess all that's left is to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Definitely.
Merry Christmas, man. Guys. Let me bring my snow back. Hold on. Let me bring my
snow.
Where's my snow noise? Where's my snow? Did I turn the bloody thing off? Hold on. That's not the snow noise. I don't think. Is that a snow noise? Where's my bloody snow noise? Hold on. Yeah, there it is.
He can hear it. We can't. But
I can hear it.
We'll pretend.
It's so loud sometimes. No, I'll put it about there.
Pretend.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Thank you. I hope you have a great Christmas light. I hope all the dads are getting the socks, all the mums are getting the slippers or whatever else, do you know what I mean, that most people get, and everyone's kids have a wonderful Christmas. Because I sit there watching them and I'm like, man, I wish I had that stuff. Do you know what I mean? I really do. So, yeah. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining me on every show, Lincoln. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas from Wakanda.
Thank you, Salsa from Sal's Ketchup VR.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Happy Christmas, happy holidays. Have a great time, and we'll definitely catch you again just before the New Year's, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Before New Year's?
Is it just for
next
New Year?
week?
Yeah, a couple of days before the New Year.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm hopefully I'm not working. I haven't even checked. I'll have to go sick. And Nat, thank you, man, from 7 Degrees of Gaming for being here.
Thank you, guys. Merry Christmas. I hope I didn't scare you too much with the removal of the beard.
You shaved off about 15 years.
You have. That's crazy. I did not expect that.
Shocking.
Because yesterday
I didn't tell anyone. I did not. Even yesterday when I did my show,
yeah,
I started with the beard and I took it off and I still had my beard underneath.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone that was going to happen. So the actual reaction you got from those three guys when I literally said I'm taking my beard off, and when I took the beard off, my beard was gone. That's a genuine reaction from them. So
it was absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you to everyone in the chat. Who we got? We got JD Max. He's loving the jingles. DLG27, thank you very much. You got Cold Yogurt, thank you. Aspen Darkfire, Great Tantrum, TGK, Skippy, Midlife. Cheers guys. Ham. JD says I could go for some mango eggnog. What the hell's that? Paradise.
Mango eggnog. Okay.
No worries. DJ, DX Falcon, VTids, thank you guys. Midlife, no worries. Look after yourselves. Have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Love the VR link. Bye bye.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, guys.